War has been declared. Women versus men, not the other way around. A war has been declared on men. Now, a lot of people may be acting as if they don't see it, and that's absolutely fine, okay? That's absolutely fine. You can act as if you don't see that right now there is a literal war upon men, upon masculinity, and upon manhood. Take a look at this.
We need to all men.
I wondered why the security was trying to keep me back, and I think it's for my own safety.
When we ride at midnight, all men, we will spare the trans community.
Honestly, the virus isn't men fast enough.
The only people that are moaning are the loser men who have three tactics to go out and get a woman into bed.
My friends think I should trick him and stop taking my birth control.
Men have never been in control of our bodies. Clap if you think that she should trick him.
See, feminism did see accurately that we value male work more than we value female work. But there's also the issue that we value female life more than we value male life.
Do you think women should also have to register for selective service like men?
I have to think about whether I think it's necessary to go as far as our military.
When feminism becomes male bashing, that's toxic.
It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. They, quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country.
Y'all been trash. Y'all been trash. Y'all been trash.
You're all replaceable. Don't ever get too comfortable.
You know, there's a world of difference between a man who's a and a man who makes fun of girls' nights out. How can you actually lump them all together?
Yeah, I know that not every man is a but I think that every man benefits.
We want the species to go on, but we want it only to go on with women.
Now you have women online saying men should be deleted. Men should be gotten rid of. Men should no longer be here. Now, the nonsensical parts of that whole statement can start with the fact that you need a sperm and an egg to make a child. So if there are no longer any men, how the hell does the human race exist? It doesn't. It ceases to exist. But the fact that she was so brazen to come online and say something like this, knowing that she's not going to be reprimanded, knowing that she's not going to be held accountable for it, because if it was a man who made a video saying that all women need to be deleted and all women are the bane of our existence, there would be an uproar from women, which shows that there is an attack on masculinity. There is an all-out war on men. Now, what you saw on that video also was a bunch of women on a talk show ask the question: should a woman trick her man? Should she trick her man when it comes to getting pregnant? And what did the audience do? They clapped and they cheered and they said, yeah, you should do this. Do you understand the levels of disrespect, the levels of non-respect that you've got to have for your man to be doing that? Do you understand that so many men that don't want children are now tricked into having children? Do you understand that so many men right now, we've seen the shows, we've seen Maury's show, The Maury Show has been popular from the 2000s. The amount of women that went on that show to show that they know who the father of their child is. They know who, they are 1000% sure they know who the father of their child is, only to be proven wrong, which says what? That woman was having sex with so many men that she doesn't even know what one of the men it would have been to father her child. Do you see the levels of disrespect in these days and times that so many women have towards men? Women hate men. The modern woman hates men. I'm just gonna say it. There's an all-out war. The modern woman hates men. And you know what's so funny? There are gonna be women out there saying, oh, the way he speaks, he hates women. No, but you've got to get your talking to. See, the problem is in this society is that women just aren't used to being spoken to. it's like you can't speak to a woman, you can't tell her the truth. Because if you tell her the truth, then obviously you hate who she is. You hate women who hurt you, boo. Oh, he must be gay. Oh, he must be broke. Oh, if you're gay, then say so. Oh, if you're this. It's just like women refuse to be spoken to. You can't speak to women because they feel like they are in a superior position to men. And with that, they do things like this.
Gunathalaka has been found not guilty of sexually assaulting a woman in Sydney's eastern suburbs. A judge finding there were flaws in his accuser's evidence. The Sri Lankan star today vowing to return to professional sport.
If you're one of those guys who are quite promiscuous and you're meeting women that you don't really know, you're putting yourself in danger. I'm telling you, you're putting yourself in danger. You're putting yourself in a position to be accused of something. And I know, look, you have Tinder, you've got Hinge, you've got all kinds of apps out there where people are just meeting, right? People that they don't really know and getting into sexual relationships with them. You don't know these people. These people could be crazy, bro. These people could be accusing you the next day. Oh my God, this person done this. Bro, you're a man. Your DNA's in that place, bro. And if a woman screams and says that you done something, that's your ass, Mr. Postman.
It was a one-night stand that turned into an 11-month court case. And today, Sri Lankan cricketer Danushka Gunathalaka had his verdict handed down.
I find the accused not guilty.
Everyone believed me, so that means a lot to me.
Cleared of an allegation he tricked his Tinder date into having unprotected sex by removing a condom without her consent.
Thank you so much, everyone, and especially my manager, Celine, and my parents, and there are a few people who helped me in Sri Lanka.
Their night together was in part caught on security tape, which was played in the trial. They hug and kiss while waiting for a ferry. She leads him back to her flat in Sydney's eastern suburbs. Days later, Gunathalaka was arrested.
Just take a breath. Okay. Take your time. Okay. Are you all right, mate?
Judge Sarah Huggett found the cricketer was doing his best to be truthful when he was interviewed by police. She said while the woman's evidence was considered, at times it was not reliable.
Some of her evidence had the appearance of being motivated by a desire to paint the accused in an unfavourable light. The complainant did not see how or when the condom found its way to the position on the floor.
Police were also blamed for shortcomings in their investigation, with scant details written on scraps of paper which were thrown out on the date the complaint was made. The cricketer told me he's looking forward to return to Sri Lanka, where he is confident he will rebuild his reputation. But first, authorities need to hand back his passport.
I'm happy that my life is normal again, so I can't wait to go back and play cricket.
At the Downing Centre, Bianca Balzer, 9 News.
An accusation like rape or molestation follows a man for the rest of his life, whether or not he gets found guilty or not guilty. Because the court of public opinion is what people care about. The court of public opinion is what matters in these days and times. So the court of public opinion can hang you, bro. The court of public opinion can find you guilty, even though the courts find you not guilty. Because I've always said, once a woman cries, that's it. It's a wrap for you. You could be I could be in this room right now. I could be with a woman and she could run out of that door right now, screaming, "Oh my God, he tried to touch me." Doesn't matter whether I did or not. I'm done for, bro. I'm done for, bro. Like, it doesn't matter if I did. Like, I'm done for. Do you know what I mean? And that type of power is scary when you realize how much power the women in this society wield to absolutely wreck a man's life. Now, this guy is an A1 athlete. He's a cricketer with a long career ahead of him. And this hoe, whoever she was, thought that she could bring him down by lying about the most heinous thing that could ever happen to a man. A man being accused of something that he didn't do in regards to a woman. We know, just like I said in the video, that those types of things are with us for life. It doesn't matter if he's found innocent. It doesn't even matter. He is tarnished. This woman, the judge said herself that she thought the woman was lying. Even she basically said, this woman's a damn liar. All right? And the women of today have started just lying on men. There's an all-out war on men. They just started lying on them. You don't believe me? You think I'm exaggerating? Listen to this.
She used to talk with my school, and the cab driver, like, I'm literally with teachers right now, and they told me to phone Uber because he tried to rape me, and I'm crying, and they're gonna send me to the hospital. Are you okay? Sorry to hear about what happened. Let's fully verify your account. And, okay. I'm just really scared. So that we can help this. Sorry to hear about what happened.
Now, I believe this girl was around 15. Now, you got to think to yourself, how much disrespect and how much nonchalantness you have for the male species that you can actually accuse them of the most heinous thing you could ever accuse a guy of over an Uber fare. Over an Uber fare. She didn't want to pay her fare, so she thought, you know what? Because I don't want to pay my fare, what should I do to get out of it? Oh, I know. I'm going to accuse a man of the most heinous thing I could ever accuse him of, and that's rape. I'm going to mess up his whole life. I'm going to mess up his whole family structure. I'm going to mess up his job. I'm going to mess everything up because I, as a woman, I don't want to pay my fare. So this is what I think I should do to get out of it. And I'm telling you, this is the attitude of so many modern women of today. They absolutely hate men. They have no idea what an accusation like this does to a man. They have absolutely no idea, and they do it so nonchalantly. And this girl from such a young age is doing it. So then you have to ask yourself, who's teaching women this? Where are they getting this type of... Oh, goodness gracious. That was close. People acting crazy on the road. Women again. Where does she get this disdain for men from? Why does she think it's okay to get out of an Uber fare by accusing a man of one of the most heinous things you could ever accuse a man of? Where does she learn this behavior? She learned it from the past 40 years of education. The past 40 years have been slowly telling women that masculinity is bad, men are wrong, men are misogynists, men are all these type of bad things. And so in her head, subconsciously, she has built up this disdain for men. And I see it every month when I consult men. I consult men every month, and they talk about the heinous things that they're going through with the mother of their children via co-parenting, okay, via divorces, all of this kind of stuff. And the things they say, the things that a lot of these mothers, the mothers of their own children, say to them in front of their own children, I'm like, yo, they must really hate, she must really hate you. And it's like, yes, they do. They don't know how to speak to men anymore. They don't know how to treat men anymore. They literally hate men. You see, a lot of the talk of misogyny is around. Oh, misogyny, misogynoir. Oh, this is misogyny. But the thing that doesn't get spoken about is misandry. Misandry is on the rise. The hatred of men is on the rise, and it is multiplying, and no one's speaking about it. Everyone just thinks it's okay for people to go around hating men. It's not okay to hate men. You need men. Women need men, and men need women. It's that simple. The fact that she wants to stop that means that she is an anti-life person. She doesn't care about human life, and she can go out there and make these books and make these videos and say, oh, you know what, I think we need to delete men, and I think we need to get rid of men, not realizing that she's trying to kill the whole of humanity. And that's one of the things I've said. Women got their independence and went full. You never go full. Doesn't matter. Women got their independence and went absolute full. Okay, my dear, now you've got your independence. What are you going to do? I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to become the biggest whore in the world, and I'm going to put as many penises in my mouth as I can. I'm sorry. That's what you want to do with your independence? Yeah, and I also want to put as many penises in my vagina as I can and call it liberation. I'm sorry. That is what you think freedom is? Yeah, because no one can tell me what to do. So you're a whore. So basically, you got your independence so you could be a whore. Yes, that's what I want to do. Women went full. You never go full hard, ladies. But that's what you've done. You've convinced yourself that I'm an OnlyFans model, and it doesn't matter that people are paying $19.99 per month to see my vagina, and I'm literally a piece of meat now. That means it's liberating. That means I'm liberated. That means I'm free. What? Freedom is being a whore. I just don't understand how freedom equated to being a whore in the mind of a woman. I don't understand it. When you became free or you got your independence, that should have been the time, in my personal point of view, to become the best woman ever. To become the best woman. But what you chose to do was to become a whore of Babylon. Why is that liberation? I don't get it. And you know what's so funny? I don't even think women get it. I don't even think they understand. I think a lot of the time, these modern day women live in chaos, and chaos is their bread and water. Chaos is how they survive. Okay, and asking them to make sense of things in these days and times doesn't work. I have actually stopped having conversations on podcasts generally with women. I've stopped it. They are not able to face accountability. They're not able to do it. They'll watch this video and they'll say, oh, this guy hates women. That's what they'll say. Or they'll go even deeper. Oh, this guy hates black women. They'll go even deeper. Oh, this guy's gay. And it's just like, oh my God. Where do we get to where you just have to take accountability? Guys, all I'm gonna say is that protect yourself from the modern day woman. Whether that be her taking you to court to take everything that you own in a divorce settlement, whether that be her taking you to court to try and let you see your children, whether that be her writing a book about how to hate men. Women of today, the modern women of today, hate men. And there is an all-out assault on manhood and on masculinity and on men in general. So it's time to tighten up, and it's time to straighten up, and it's time to see it for what it actually is.